As you saw through the title card, I am participating in the year-long creative collaboration thought up by Jeanielinguine Jeanette Gilbs over on Facebook in the Girl Cave. And it's a fun concept where you scrap through the seasons. So I'm just going to start. I'm going to share my kit. It's a 3-month kit. Mine is probably the biggest kit I've ever made. And I'm going to tell you something. It's not all that new. It has been a set of collections that I have been cycling through for a couple of years now. An explanation to why. I just will share that if you don't have a snack or a drink or water, coffee, maybe take a break from your project to watch this project. If you want a project along or craft while you're watching my video, I will invite you to do that. Grab a snack because it is a big one. It is a long one, hopefully not, but I do love to chat. This girl loves to chat. And so I'm still working on these advent calendars. Now, these are advent calendars that I'm hoping to take with me in a couple of months because I'm already going to be in the vicinity of where they're all going, the majority of them. And I'd rather save money on postage than and hand deliver them than have to put them in the mail. This was mine. This is how this idea blossomed into what it is. It's my advent countdown. It is falling apart. It was only made with scrapbook paper. I have been since then developing the idea. I'm down to, this will be the third one because I already sent the second one to my sister. She's got a advent calendar and a banner that I packaged together in a Christmas gift box. And so she can take them out every year and hang them up and do as she pleases. This is what mine looks like. I made it eons ago and I decided one year that I was just going to keep making them. There was a means to an end for that. Is I had bought like 5 or 6 paper pads, Christmas paper pads specifically. The means to an end was to make these advent countdowns and Christmas cards and Christmas banners so that I could eventually be done with these pattern papers, these paper stacks that I had bought years and years ago. And so I'm working on this one, and that's what my Through the Seasons kit will consist of for the first 3 months and throughout the year. I'm hoping I will be finished in March with the number set of advents and banners that I have to take. March will be my deadline. And if I can finish those, then that'll be great. I'm just flipping through this so you can see it real quick on what I've worked on so far and what they look like. They look like 25 sets of card fronts. You could totally use one of these and then just make different sets of cards if you wanted, and that's what a card would look like. So I use all kinds of things, chipboard, dimensional things, a lot of sequins, glitter stickers, letter stickers, number stickers, pattern paper, wood veneer, anything and everything is game. Stencils. These were journaling cards, and this was on a journaling card too, and I just took it apart, cut it up, and then refashioned it onto the panel. And so those have all been ones that I'm working on. I'm almost done with this one. I need 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here's the plan. Jeanielinguine sent me an advent calendar, and Jeannie, I'm so sorry. I haven't even had a chance to open it, but I will be opening it up. I don't know if it's Christmas related, so whatever it is, whatever I can find that I can use during these panels, I will use very lovingly and think of you when I open each of the envelopes. I want to open them all up since December's already coming on and we're in January. So I have strips of paper. I have little tiny pieces of paper, embossed pieces of paper that I've inked. These are like my tiny scraps of paper. The reason why I'm keeping these is because I am planning on using dies and then just random pieces. This is the stuff that I couldn't or didn't want to deal with anymore because I already dealt with all of the Christmas scraps of paper that I have. And I also pulled out these washi tapes from washi case that I have over my desk. And then I have the numbers that will go on the advents. And then I have a panel that I'm thinking of making that just consists of little die cuts. I have green string, and then these are more cut aparts that I found from a crepe paper pack. And then these are individual tags. They also they were double-sided, and so they have different Christmas either words or images that I can use. So I can either put a number on here and make a panel or use them as decorative elements. So that's that. This thing's pretty packed. It's just mostly paper. So here in the front, more washi tapes, the ones that I have out. I have 3 paper pads that are Christmas. Oh shoot. That's all Christmas paper too. Let's just go with 3 because I know I've pulled it from some of these 6x6s. And then I have scrap pieces of paper. I have the main thing that I'm probably going to use is this chunk right here. This is a total of 102 papers, and they're all like from either glitter paper or colored cardstock. Came from the project pads that I have, and I want to go to this first before I go to anything else. Well, it'll probably be this first and foremost, which is pattern paper that I've already cut into to make the panels for the advent calendars. The next set of papers that I have here are from actual collections that I have left of my Christmas paper. I have the Snow and Cocoa, the Christmas Traditions from Die Cuts with a View. This one is the Farmhouse Christmas, also from Die Cuts with a View, and the Merry Days from Crepe Paper. Those are the ones that I have left after all of the 9 or 10 paper pads that I've been using up. I also have a couple of Christmas sheets. I wasn't originally going to use the 12 by 12 paper pads. However, if I do end up finishing the advents, or if I need a break from making advents, then I actually want to work on layouts. This past year has not been productive enough. I should say I was productive, just not productive enough or as much as I wanted to be productive for making layouts. I want to get back into the swing of things. I feel like I've been in a decline as far as how many layouts I've been making, and so this is all the scraps that I have left over from using all of the things for the Christmas advents, and I just separated them by color. Normally, I wouldn't do this. However, I specifically pulled them out this way because, and then I have glitter paper here. I came to a realization as I was finishing up this most recent advent calendar, and I realized that I needed more. I have a lot of things to have finishing touches or add details to. I feel like I was needing a center focus on each of the advent panels. So I need something by way of like a large snowflake or a Christmas tree or something that gives it a landing point, and then I can start from there to build up the panel. And so that was the paper. The next thing I'm going to show you is the bulk of my kit, which is what I'm going to need to make said panels. That is going to include Christmas stamps and Christmas dies, and then some regularly shaped dies here that are not all Christmas related. I pulled up these postage and these label ones, pink circles, and these that kind of have like a landing piece to them. Stars and circles are always great to make panels with, and since it's already a rectangle shape, the advent countdown, I figured a circle would be a nice landing place. I'm going to show you all of the things that I'm going to make as I go through this first month particularly, and we're already 10 days in. So I'm lacking that good head start, but I've got this goal. It's a time constraint as well, and I feel like I'm going to try to do well and try to achieve as many as I can, because the motivation is also trying to save money in making these advent countdowns and calendars. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, or if you'd like to see more of that process where I make these advent countdowns, I have videos already I have a Christmas list going. So I figured I'd use this one because those are cool backdrops. I know I can use this one with Christmas colors as well, even though it's very Halloween centric in the cover. I have a couple of these that I have in mind to make panels that are not so much Christmas centric, but they have Christmas things in them. So like with the cacti here, I figured I could put little ornaments hanging off of the cactus and make that a panel. I love that I can cut these in different colors, in foil, in glitter, in vellum, and make them part of the advent countdown. And then I also have these two pieces from this die set, and that is a big enough focal point for me where I can put something on it and then make it Christmassy with those themes. I have these two stamp sets. They're kind of random, but they were out here in loose. I want to go back into the rest of the Tim Holtz stuff that I have, because that's mainly what I'm going to be working with right now. These are also backdrops, but they're embossing folders. And then these are stencils that are more holiday centric. And so those are things that I want to use. I have the small set of the Walter. And so there's those. Now, for the ones that are more Christmas centric, I have several of his die sets and I still haven't used some of them. This one I've already tried and used. And this isn't really something that's a bigger focal point, but if I use the entirety of these elements on a panel and make it like into a snow globe, or just kind of sprinkle them on a panel, that would be great. They're called Christmas cookies. Here's another one with like a holiday village This one is called Funky Nordic. Then Harvey Colorize. I can do those in Christmas colors or just these. Here is this one called Festive Gatherings, the Santa Greetings. This is the Vintage Sled. They can go together. I can use all of them, but they'll all be different panels. And so that's what I'm looking forward to as far as using them. This is the Trimetry Colorize, the Joy and the Noel Big Tidings. So I can use one of each of these words on different panels. And I'm still hesitant on this one because I feel like it's going to be a lot of work. I'm hoping it won't be. This is the Holiday Blocks. I really love these. Even if it's just a simple one block on each panel with a number, I think that would be a great thing to incorporate. It'll help me get rid of and cut into all of the scraps that I have that I showed you previously in those plastic envelopes before I cut into any of the big paper. I have other sets of dies as well that I was thinking of using, so I'll go with those next. So these are also the same kind of thing. I have several of them. The Spellbinders die. This one is the Stitch Flower. This is Party Decor. Now these are more finishing touches, but if I cut them all while I'm cutting into all of the dies first, that's the plan of action. Is I will cut paper pieces from the dies, put them all in an envelope as a whole set. So like I can make one whole Santa, one whole Harvey. If I cut into the die cuts, I have a couple sets of these dies. I don't know where his eyeball ended up, but it fell off and I couldn't find it. These are the Dancing Santa. And then these are a set of the Dancing Reindeer. I already used the snowman that I had made on one of the advent calendars. But I was going to say is that I already have foliage like this cut out of glitter paper, white paper, and then I inked it. Or if I can cut it out of the pattern paper in green, I can kind of ink the edges and it'll look more distressed. I have that in mind. I'll put those in there. If I cut wreaths, I want to cut at least 10 sets of each of the die sets that I have and be able to have them for the Christmas Advent countdown that I have. So not all of them will have all of the things, but I have some for some of the things, and then I can vary the countdown calendars. Here's more foliage. These are called Seasonal Sprigs. I've used this one before. I haven't used this one. This one is supposed to be a shaker. I don't know if I'll have time for that, but I can always try and incorporate those. This one's called Christmas Star. This one is called Snowflake Wreath. And here are those dancing set dies. Here's Dancing Snowman. Here is the Dancing Deer. And there is the Dancing Santa. And in this one, I already have die cuts started where I have all the pieces of snowman here, all the pieces of Santa that I've cut out here, and all of the pieces of deer die cuts that I have started in there. So I've started some of the work because I wanted to try these dies out. These are very intricate, very small pieces. They don't have as many pieces to put together as the, let's say, the Colorize, but they do take time to put together. And so I found out that in this process, it's just better if I put one set of all the pieces into one individual envelope. And so that way I don't have to go digging through all of the die cuts in one envelope. I hope that made sense the way I just explained it, but that's what I'm hoping to do. I love this snowflake. It's this one right here. I love it in the glitter paper. Looks great, and in vellum too. There's that one. Here's some more snowflakes. Snowflake stencil. I've used this one. I've used this stencil tree, and then I have another pattern for a different sweater. These are not Christmas die sets per se, but they will help in making focal points for the other sets of things that I want to use. And then these are hole reinforcements. I need them because mine is falling apart. These look like snowflakes to me. These look like little doilies. These are really not specific. They're kind of basic shaped. So are those. The tickets are fine. The banners are fine. These other ones are fine, but those are chess pieces, the leaves, and those are fish. And suitcases, I don't think I'll be using those, but that's like 4 out of the 12. So those are some of the dies that I have pulled out. Like I said, I also have stamp sets. The Tim Holtz stamp sets that I want to use are the Ticking and Grain. I have the Winter Woodlands, maybe the Correspondence in some of them, and I love the tiny text. This is the Christmas-centric one. And then I also have some sets of the Christmas stamp sets from Joann's. I have these. I don't think have names, they just have the numbers. This is the 177. This has the holly and the, I don't know what the other one is, and a poinsettia, that's what it is. And then the bottle brush trees, and then this one has like old school cartoony type stamps. And I also want to make some of the Heidi Swap stuff. Now, I very consciously made the decision to go on a spending freeze, and I have not shopped since December 29th. It's hard, y'all, but I have plenty of stuff to play with, and it's pretty evident. And when I tried putting together this kit and then really trying to figure out how I was going to show it to y'all, because it's a lot. Now, this is not all something that I bought all at once. This is something that I've accumulated throughout last year and the year before, and I have a couple of sets that I have in mind to use. This one has the outline and the solid piece to them. This has really cool tall numbers. Those would be really fun to cut out. Like I said, these are not Christmas centric, but they do have a purpose and a use in the advent calendars. Same with this. I saw she's Lindsay Dawn Bateman on Instagram, I believe, and she did a calendar countdown. You know, like those, what are they called? Like a perpetual? Is it a perpetual calendar, or like those old school calendars that you could rip off the number? She made it with these. Oh, it was so cute. So I was thinking of doing like December countdowns for some of them. Just thoughts that I could use. And then this one has the numbers, solid and outline. I wish you would have made a die set for this one. That would have been so cool. But anyway, I digress. Tags are always great to make. So this has things that you can build on them. And then these are also tags, but then you can also stamp things on top of them. This is not something that I plan to use on right now, unless it's something to build like this bow. You can stamp these separate to make it dotted or striped or like a snowflaked type of look. And then you can also build a tree where it has the little dots or the snow. Here's the holly and the berries, same thing. And so it has that. Here's a Christmas village. This has a Santa that you can build up, and then it also has a Santa mug. This can go on backgrounds for the advent panels, and then you can make a little Christmas village with those stamps. Here's another one where you can make a banner, and then you can put in your little Christmas saying like Merry Christmas to all. And then this is a doorway panel where you can make your little doorway with greenery, etc., etc., etc. So if I cut out tags to put on a panel, this can be the actual focal point to some of these. And then they come with an accompanying door panel. Like for this stamp set, for example, this is the die set for that. It comes with its own little wreath and its own little bow. Then there's this one that can build a bigger wreath, but you can use them individually. They don't have to be made into a wreath. These cut out separately. These didn't cut the greatest, and they don't fit the stamp set, unfortunately, that she came out with. I wish it would have. I can still use these as die cuts, and then the trees I can build them up to look three-dimensional on the panel. So those are great. Little tiny set. Her stamp sets are, I think they're the bomb.com. I don't care if that's dumb. I love them. I love all her sets. I'm not a stamper, if you can believe that. I'm not a stamper, but you know, just like Tim, she makes me believe that I can be these things when I take her classes. And I have taken a couple of them, and I have practiced envelope art in some of my mail. I mailed out cards like in October. So I did a spooky village with her October sets, and they were really fun. So this is all finishing touches. Here's another type of village that I can incorporate into the other stamps. This one came out the year before, not last year, but the year before that. And so did this one from 2022. So these are all Christmas related, Christmas definitions. These are all going to be finishing touches. Here's some where you can build up a stocking, do it in different colors, etc., etc., etc. So these have all been from previous releases. Oh, here's the Fortunate stamp set. So those are all the stamp sets for Heidi Swap. And then the last few that I have been some that I accumulated over the years. I have this one from Heidi. I love the seals. Those have been fun to use. I've used those two, and I just used this one most recently, and that one on a panel. I love this snowman. That's mainly what I've used it for. I've stamped the snow flakes. These two, I don't really particularly enjoy that one, but I do love the sayings as well, so I can use those and stamp them and put them on tags. These are my favorite sets. This one and then the other. Same with these guys. You can dress these up. You can put mittens on them. You can put a different hat on them. Super cute. And then I figured I could make a specific panel where it's like greetings from, and then use the Colorado set as one of the panels in the countdown. I like these. I've only used that one. So just gonna put that out there. And I've never used these, so maybe I can use them. If I go and stamp these at night when I'm sitting down, that'll probably take a lot of the work while I'm not up here in my desk. And then I have these long ones. These are the tickets. I have this snowflake panel, but the way he did these break. So if I can cut it and then washi tape it and then fold it, hopefully that'll be able to rescue this, or else I'm gonna have to get rid of it. This one does little banners, and then this one does the other type of rosette, but same thing. It's also got this cut. I can't think of the cut right now, the name of that, but that's what that has. I really didn't know I had a pine cone. I had been looking for one, and lo and behold, I've had it this whole time and have never used it. And then I have these. I've individually cut the bows off of these, and they make great finishing touches. I love the look of this on a border, so along the top or the bottom of the panels. And those are my long dies. And then for chipboard, I've used a couple of these panels now. I have some of this Merry Days gift wrap book. This one's brand new, haven't opened it, so goes to show you how much I use them, right? This one I have used, and I can use these for panels as well. As you can see, I've used most of these for elements that I can use on the panels as well. I've used most of that. Same with that. And I have these collections as well, so I know that I've used most of the paper, some of the paper. I had one set of this, A Perfect Winter, and I'm almost done with this paper as well. So I'm glad that I've been using some of the elements. I got a double of this one because I knew I was making these advents. And then honestly, I don't want to use this because it's kind of one that I really love, and I want to use it on some of my stuff, which is kind of selfish, but I mean, on the real, I want to use some of this for, for some of my pages, but I have used some of it. So I'm not, it's for a worthy cause, right? I've used the trees were lovely, and I think these were snowflakes, or a seal, and I used them. So it doesn't mean that I'm not gonna spare it just because I like it. I've sacrificed for the great of the many and not of the few. Is that a thing? I don't know. I didn't make that up. I know I heard it somewhere. I wanted to show you that I have started work on this thing where I have been cutting. I have enough paper, I think, to construct all of the panels. I have thin sets or thin envelopes here, which is usually what I do when I make my own cards. I have panels here these are pre-made sets. These were actually in whatever the panel is to make this size card, they were pre-made already. All I had to do was just tear them out of the paper pad and score them. And so they're thin. So I don't know, I don't particularly like, whatever I did like from this set, I absolutely loved. Will these still fit a Christmas theme? Yes. Will the person that receives the card still enjoy it? Hopefully. However, all of it is, those are nice, but I will say all of it is not really like those. Those are kind of far, that pattern's kind of far out for me. But you know what? It gives me a chance to explore something different and something new and find a creative way of using it. And so I have used, this is whatever I have left of those 2 sets of the paper pads that I had for those. And then this came from a pad that has like 180 sheets, and it's a pad that has pattern paper for the whole year. And I've used one of these paper pads, like a whole through the year paper pad. And then this is what I have left of the Christmas stuff that was left over. So I'm also making cards while I'm making the advents, while I'm making the banners and these advent calendar countdowns. I have cardstock that I cut. One year I made, all of them were this color, and I actually made the same card over and over for 1 year. But I have these panels that I made myself, so I can make Christmas cards as I go through them as well. And then these are just things that I picked out that I thought I could use, that are project lifestyle, but that I could use as backgrounds as well, so that it helps thicken up the panel itself decoratively. And then these are things that I'm using that are going in between the 2 pieces of pattern paper that I cut up. So I think that's 2 panels, and I can't tell because my hands are very dry and I can't separate the 2. Here we go. It was 2 panels. It's 1 pattern paper, and then it's another pattern paper that I've already cut, and I've apparently punched them because these are already done. These are a lot thicker. Now, it's not just the 2 pattern papers in there. I've cut either a Project Life card that I don't particularly love. I've filled the whole panel as much as I could with pieces of scrap paper, and I'll glue them all together in between the 2 pieces of pattern paper so that it's a little more robust and it lasts a bit longer, to my family's dismay. You know, because these are meant to be flipped over and looked at and picked up. And if the kids want to look through the whole days once every day for 25 days during the Christmas holiday, they can. And so that's why I wanted to build them up a little bit more. I do have nieces and nephews that are that kid age, and they do love to do that. I know, because my kids did that with my advent calendar, and my poor advent calendar was just made out of patterned paper itself. So these are different varying stages, like the done stage where they're done and all I have to do is start decorating it. That's most of these panels here with the hole punches. I have them all the way to here. Then the rest of this is just pattern paper that I've already put in sequence order and put together. So they just need to be built thicker. And then I have all that pattern paper because I know that it is stuff that I still need to work on as far as building up the panels. And so now you know how I construct it. Some of the things that I know I've been using, I use this hole punch. I have bells here. This is stuff that I used to build up. If I need dimension, these are letters that were already sticking onto itself. And so I use these, but I did pull out some that I thought were gonna be great for numbers in the countdown. I love the ones that have glitter. I love the ones that are big enough that you can see. And so I love those. And then generally the letters run out for me before the numbers do. These look like gingerbread, so I pulled those out as well. And then I loved this font specifically because the number was big enough. I love that big number that you can see down in the countdown. I didn't pull everything for my thickers. These are just here as a representation. These are different colored. I don't have a lot of blue, so I might want to use them when the blue comes up. And then I bought these, I know, on clearance at some point. I usually go to after Christmas sales, and that's what got me in trouble the first time, so I knew not to get any more paper. These are a couple of ribbons. I don't have all of the ribbons here, but after I'm done making the whole set of the panels, I cut a bunch of these. I tie bows on both of the rings, and then I add these, or like this one, this is a border. I've used this on one of the panels in the newest advent countdown that I've made, and I really love that. I have stamps and wood pieces. I'm going to use that one on the advent as well. They each have a thicker piece like this. And then these are Snow and Cocoa and Vicky Bouton washi tapes that I have. These have not come out yet, but if I need to, I'll use it. And then this is one of my most favorite snowflakes. I love, love, love this snowflake. I'm sorry, it's no longer being made. Oh, and this is the card set. So I might send some, put them together, put them on a panel, or send them out to friends, family, whatever. I have all of my finishing touches here. This is how I make panels. This is how I get ideas. I gather stuff from the dollar spot, and I bought like 5 or 6. I have 4 boxes here, but I know I bought 5 sets so that I can make one for each of my family members. And that's probably what they'll end up getting as a card if I make them individually. These are all stickers and embellishments. I haven't bought new Christmas things per se. Like I think this is one of the newest ones because I know that I've had so much. This I bought before Tuesday morning closed out. There's several things in here that I've accumulated through the years after Christmas sales, clearance sales, see, because they all have stickers and stuff. And so this is all stuff that I try to use. Stuff at the dollar spot, I can still make these into a panel, and they look super cute in there. Nobody's gonna be like, oh my god, it's from the dollar spot, or oh, that's so juvenile. This is the time. Look, these are a brand new purchase this year because I'm finally diving in. Let's use a different metaphor. I'm finally diving into the Tim Holtz things, and I finally decided that I did want to do Tim Holtz things. And so I bought some stuff. I went cray when they were like half off because that's as good as it gets, right, at Joann's. I bought those Christmas people. I don't know that I want to incorporate these into makes for the countdowns or the advent countdowns or the banners because I don't think my family understands this type of art. I think they might think it's weird. I think they might ask, who is this person? Why is it on the countdown? Honestly. So I might show it to them when I finish a panel, if I make a panel for them, or I might just use like the Santas. He's kind of angry looking, isn't he? Does he look angry to you? I think so. Angry Santa. Anyway. But if I come out and use things like this, they're going to be like, what movie from The Shining did you pick those out from? Like, that's what I think they're going to say, because honestly, that's what came to my mind at first when I first saw Tim Holt's art like this. But I do love, I mean, as the more and more I'm exposed to it, the more I love it, the more that I'm like, yeah, I'm on the bandwagon. I'm totally sold on it. I don't know that my family would be, but I love it. I love it, and I want to explore it, and I want to do it. And so I'm in the middle of it. I'm in the thick of it. I want to try it out. So that's this. That's all the Tim Holtzy flat stuff. The dimensional stuff is in here. Like I said, I have Mambi. I have crepe paper. I have Target Dollar Spot. I have dollar store stuff. I have Martha Stewart, old Martha Stewart, Pink Fresh Studio, older Pink Fresh Studio. These are from the Target Dollar Spot. I've built those up. I don't know what the oldest is in here. I even have stuff that's not Christmas, like this Teresa Collins. It's basic enough that I can use it as a finishing touch. It's decorative enough that I can use it also. And I also have this one. These two are from Maggie Holmes. So I also look out for the things that I can use that are kind of generic, shiny, and bright in the actual panels. I've brought in things here that I don't think that I've had a hard time using elsewhere because they're either too bright and shiny, but they go perfectly on these panels. I pulled out some doilies yesterday because I noticed that I didn't have any on here. I haven't used any on the newest panel. That one, poor thing, got wrecked. But I will still use it. I will rescue it and do my best. The newest purchase here this year was this ribbon, and it's felt, and it's cut in the shape of snowflakes, and I might cut them individually or I might use them as a strip. So that's this, and the Tim Holtz stuff is the only things that I've bought this year. Or I lie, because I don't know if I bought that this year either. You get the gist. That's what this is. Decorative elements, chipboard elements, sticker elements from the different collections. I have started some of the die cuts here. I've even started, these are all Christmas, canceled Christmas stamps. And a lot of them are from Canada, which is funny, but I found a bag of stamps. I haven't used these at all, but I think I'm just gonna tie them up on the thing. Maybe do a little banner, or maybe add their name and then use him as a wrapping element, like a decorative element. And yeah, so that's what this is. But wait, there's more. I have thread that I bought from Heidi Swapp. I have other decorative thread. I have this stamp that if it's dry for you, just use a re-inker and voila, it'll stamp again. So I think I need to re-ink this. I have wood veneer, shapes, numbers, arrows. I have ribbons that I've used distress oxide sprays or distress spray stains with them in the seam binding. That's what I've done with those. These are those little snowball things. These are more die cuts from crepe paper. These are dies that have words that are Christmassy. These are more, that's a Snow and Cocoa one. The other one is that other collection. I can't recall the name right now. These are overlays because my friend Joni Muse is doing a 52-week challenge, and her first week was wood veneer and acetate, and I used wood veneer. The acetate was a second thing that you could use if you didn't have it, so I guess I was successful because I did use wood veneer. These are more die cuts, whether I hand cranked them, I stamped the image and fussy cut it, or I've made the 3D snowflake embellishments like this one. So they're in here, or other types, leftovers from other snow collections, or when my silhouette was working, I had cut out some from online. So that's this. Other stuff, more die cuts, fussy cut stuff. And then this is the other finishing touch. This is all sequins and wood veneer. These are more Christmassy focused, and then these are words and 3D embellishments and all that. So that's, I believe that's all of it. So thank you so much for watching. There is not a set schedule to when all of the wonderful crafty friends are posting. There's not a set time, so just be on the lookout. There will be a list and for these ladies, if you're not subscribed to any of the crafty people that are listed, and I hope you will join me. I hope that if you don't have time during Christmas to make Christmas cards, I hope to keep going through this kit specifically throughout the year. So I'm kind of doing a cheat. I will try to change the kit or add a new kit to, in addition to this one, for the next quarter. Oh yeah, that's when the kit changes, is every 3 months, every quarter, there will be a change in the kit, and people can post as much as they want or as little as they want, and it's not structured, so you'll see them pop up. So just make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you check into the Facebook group in the Girl Cave with Jeanette Gilbs, so that you can keep up with if anybody's posted new videos. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's a long one. Thank you so much for hanging in there. I appreciate that you're here. I will use inks and embossing powders and markers that I didn't mention or didn't show in the video. I just wanted to show you the whole kit. Mainly 95% of the whole kit and caboodle. How about that? You know, the other stuff like glue, scissors, inks, what have you, will all be included in if I show the process videos, then I'll show you what I use in the videos. Oh, one more thing. These are all more dimensional stuff, but it's mainly brads and buttons, but they're all here. I've already pulled out some of the stuff so that I can have it at the ready. Wouldn't you know, I don't know where I pulled most of these brads into. Where did all these brads go? Now I have homework because I don't know. I pulled out all those brads and I put them in a tin or something, and I don't know where that is now. So now I have homework because that's what I'm going to do right now. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you sticking through. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it has inspired you to make your own kit. Follow the other ladies along. Give Jeanette and all the other ladies listed. They all have different kits. Some are winter focused, some are summer focused because they're in the southern hemisphere. So that's also another different type of inspiration. I hope you are inspired. I hope you are creating. I hope you're having a great day wherever you are. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.